Good morning, Heather. Good morning. Thanks. Thanks, Heather. Hope you have a great day too. Morning, everyone. It's Louisa. It is Monday morning. Price has moved up overnight. Asia, Asia trended, and then London has trended all evening, and we are now approaching the top of the daily SIBI. This pink area here, the daily SIBI. Sometimes when price trends overnight, manipulation can be delayed the following morning. We have 10 a.m. news, which is manufacturing news. And I'm curious to know what you guys do to prepare for the day's trading, whether you take your dog out or go for a walk or go to the gym. Do you review your entry models? Do you review your rules for the day, for the week? Just let me know in the chat what you guys do to prepare. Every morning that I get up, and I get up super early, I'm out with my dog first thing. I have a big dog. Good morning. And you got a great picture of your dog there, 1951. I love it. Oh my God, he's so cute. So I was out early with my dog this morning, which I'm out early every morning. We go for a nice long walk. It clears my head. I'm walking and thinking about what my setup is, what I'm looking for, what I'm possibly anticipating, and just kind of like getting my head in the right place. Once I return home with the coffee in my hand, I take out my PowerPoint, which has detailed notes on what my trading plan is, what my risk management plan is, and I review it. And I review it every single morning. I go through the same process, and and then I just kind of settle in for the day. I always approach the day thinking there probably won't be a trade for me today. I like to trade with no excitement. I like to trade with a mechanical approach. I know that over time, probabilities is what we're dealing with. And so I like to trade in blocks of 20. So I take 20 trades using the exact same entry model. And then I analyze those 20 trades, and then I make any refinements to the strategy that I feel may be needed. And so that's how I approach the market. It's very unemotional. I trade with a size of contracts that makes me feel secure. It's in line uh, with my risk management strategy. So I'm never risking more than 0.05% to 1% per trade, and it keeps me in the game. It makes me feel comfortable. My trade maximum is 2 trades per day. If I am missing the cues twice in one morning, it's time to shut the computer and walk away, and tomorrow's another day. So those are my guidelines. Those are built into my trading plan, and uh, I hope that you guys also have a good trading plan. This channel is meant for entertainment purposes only. I consider myself still a student of ICT. I trade with ICT concepts. I trade with one strategy. It is the smart money reversal strategy. From time to time, I will use a continuation strategy, but right now I'm in my 20 trade block of smart money reversals. Ideally for me, if I can get 2 to 3 good solid trades per week, that is a good week. So I'm not looking for a trade every day. I'm looking for quality. I don't think about money. My goal is a good entry, seeing something on the chart that is interfaced with or in alignment with my strategy, and I'm focused on trade management. That's the only thing I'm focused on. And by trading with a small size, I'm able to focus on trade management. I have no racing heart, no sweaty palms. I'm very mechanically inclined that way. So anyway, I just wanted to preface my comments this morning. So yesterday we did a live on market analysis. This is a very similar setup to what happened on Thursday evening of last week. Uh, I was bearish last Thursday. I'm bearish today, unless proven otherwise. And I want to see price move up, find a level, a higher time frame level of liquidity, and then I'll be looking for a smart money reversal. That's it. It's no more complicated than that. I'm not going to make it complicated. Well, we have Pakistan in the house. 3968, welcome. Tandy, oh my God. So nice to see you, Tandy. What else do we have? Miniature Schnauzer. Oh my God. He's so cute. Oh my God. I have a Portuguese water dog named Pi, P-I, like 3.1415. It's a geeky name. So it's 9:23. We've got news at 10 o'clock. And you can see on my chart that what I've done is I've taken my fib and I've taken here, I'm just going to do it for you so you can see me do it. I've taken my fib from this high to this low here because price dropped a lot on Friday. So I'm watching price move up, seeing where it's going to find its ceiling. And I'm taking my fib, and this is the optimal trade entry that ICT talks about. So between 62 to 79% of this high to this low is just an area that I'm just looking to see. That might be an area of reversal, possibly. So we have Mozambique and Pakistan. Which is the furthest from Canada? Is it It's Mozambique. Oh, yeah, for sure, because Mozambique is on the east side of Africa. Yeah. Hey, Jamie. Good to see you. So we have Alabama in the house. Yeah. So Lavier 161. ICT. If you search for ICT in his 2017 mentorship, that's the mentorship that was way back in the day where people paid for that mentorship, and it's a 12-month mentorship. And if you do a search for that mentorship and 20, 40, and 60-day look back period, and he's got a couple of videos on that. And if you haven't seen it, maybe you actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a note and I'm going to put that into the note section. I will actually find those videos for you and I will put links to them, IPTA, into the description of this video. So at the end of this video, you can look for those. And for anyone who hasn't reviewed what IPTA is, it's interesting. So it's basically you go into your day chart and you look back 20 days and you look at the high and the low of the last 20 days, and that is your working range. That's where price is going to it has a higher probability of repricing back to you. If you're a swing trader, you might want to look at 40 days, and if you're a position trader, you might want to look back at 60 days. Because I'm a day trader, I'm looking at the 20-day look back. So I always have that on my chart. Where is it today? I'm on the lower time frame here. Let's just go back up to the hourly. This is kind of where we are. These are my 4-hour candles here. Here we are. Here's the IPTA look back of 20 days. So you just go to the daily chart, count back 20 candles, and put your line. Anyway, I'll put that in the description. So when you have some time, go and listen to his 2017 video on IPTA range. Okay, it's 9:26. I get a little quiet when the market opens. I won't be doing anything before 10 o'clock news. lens. So yeah, just letting you know that. Can you guys hear me? Am I not talking loud enough? I know I'm a really quiet talker. Let me know. Let me know if I'm too quiet. You won't hurt my feelings. Loud and clear. Thank you. Thanks, Heather. The price is moving up. This 4-hour period, this blue box here, we've had this on the chart for like 6 weeks now. Price keeps repricing into this area. Above it, we have previous day high. And the indicator that I keep talking about by Kronos, you can see that I have all my boxes here. Here's Asia, here's London divided up into 90-minute cycles. And we have AM1, which is the morning session 90-minute cycle. And we're right now in the second morning cycle, second 90-minute cycle. I'm not going to talk too much about cycles right now. If you guys are interested, I trade time first, time then price, and you can learn about time cycles from JEM. JME. I took a 3-month mentorship with Zusi and I learned about time cycles and I've incorporated them into my trading. Boy, prices really pushed up. We could be going for previous day high. We could be going for this daily SIBI over here. So if we just look back on the hourly, here's where the daily SIBI comes in. And I'm going to be watching for the 4-hour candle to open at 10 a.m. to just give me some idea of what the next 4-hour cycle wants to do. Now, we've got news at 10 a.m. And if you guys have been following me, you know that I trade time first. So I am looking for manipulation in the macro. And the first macro is at 9:45 to 10:15. And then the second macro is 10:45 to 11:15. And if I don't have manipulation or clear direction by that time, there's no trade for me today. So I'm just going to go back to the 5-minute. When I have multiple charts open, I remove the buy sell buttons because I don't want to get mixed up in terms of what chart I'm looking at and what chart I've taken a trade on. I don't know if anyone else has done that, but you've opened a trade and then you've switched charts. So see, when I go to my hourly, there's no buttons up here. So I know that I'm not trading on this chart. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when you're working with multiple charts, same as my indices, you can see that there's no buttons here. Now, if you go to my working chart, here are my buy sell buttons. Here, this green button here, I'm live on my personal account. So this is not sim for me. And I'm not encouraging you guys to trade. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a professional trader. So let's see here on the 5-minute. This is a nice wick up into the 4-hour. I'm just going to move down to the 2-minute. I just want to get a closer look. Again, with 10 o'clock news coming out, I will not be taking a trade before 10. And the next macro for me would be 10:45. So we can see from ICT's OTE, optimal trade entry, that from the top of the swing high to the bottom of the swing low. We're just under the 79%. OTE is between 62 to 79%. So we have a nice wick up into this area that IPTA keeps repricing to. I think we've had this on our chart since mid-November, and IPTA keeps repricing to this area. So it's 9:32. We're only 2 minutes into the open. Already we have this nice movement into the 4-hour and an immediate rejection. Just going to go to the 1 minute. I want to see when the first fair value gap. There we go. First fair value gap. Price coming back into that fair value gap. This indicator by Kronos, you also get the first presented fair value gap, which is kind of handy. So it's excuse me, it's non-farm payroll week this week, and traditionally, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not great days to trade. So I'll be looking for something. I'm open-minded for Monday and Tuesday, but I won't be. I might do some tape reading Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'll be waiting for next week. Really looking for some good setups next week. So you can see this is AM1. So AM1 starts at 7 o'clock and finishes 90 minutes later at 8:30. And then AM2 starts at 8:30 and finishes at 9:34. So if you follow JME or ZUSI and you want to learn about time cycles are very similar to like previous day high, previous day low, but these are based on 90-minute cycles or 30-minute cycles. Oh, price rejecting nicely from this area. Notice that first presented fair value gap has disappeared. I just want to bring ES into view here. So you can see on my chart from this indicator, right, that I have everything that I really need. CO is cycle open. Here's midnight. London low, Asia low, week open, year open. Midnight is really important to me. I want to short above midnight and I want to buy below midnight. And then let's get the hourly candles on here. I'm going to remove my fib because we can see that prices come into this important level here just below the 79%. So I just wanted to highlight that. First presented fair value gap again. So we can see that ES has taken the previous day high. See, ES has taken the previous day high and NQ has not, because here's previous day high on NQ. So I'll be curious to see if NQ continues to push up to take this previous day high, maybe with news from 10 o'clock. Asia low, London low. So we have nice liquidity down here. Well, let's see if 10 o'clock pushes price higher, maybe through this 4-hour level to the previous day high. As I say, ES has taken previous day high. We have these SMTs down here on the 30-minute and the 1-minute, but we also have SMTs on the 3-minute here. So I'm just observing. I'm just talking out loud. This is what's going through my mind. I'm basically sharing with you what I'm thinking as I'm watching the chart. Oh, you're from South Africa, 3968. Oh, super, super cool. Super, super cool. So you've probably been to Mozambique, I would guess, I would think. So we can see here, if we take a look at the 4-hour candles. So the last 4-hour candle opened at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. The 4-hour candle opened before then at 2 a.m. and the 4-hour candle before then was 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and 1800 hours, which was Sunday at 6 p.m. when the market opened. So you can see that price has been moving up. This candle, this wick drops down. This is what I consider manipulation, right? So price moves down first and then moves up. Next candle opens, price moves down, takes out this low and moves up. Then this candle opened at 6 a.m. Candle opened, moves down, moved all the way up here. So that's curious to me and has now dropped back down to almost opening price. This black line here, this is opening price of this 4-hour candle. And here is our 10 a.m. when news opens. Now it's 9:40, so we can anticipate potentially the macro to be starting at approximately 9:45. I just don't want to take a trade before that 10 a.m. news breaks. So again, ES has taken previous day high and NQ has not. Good morning, Just USA. Our 1-minute fair value gap is back. YM, so this is ES, NQ, and YM on the right. So we can see that ES and YM have moved up fairly aggressively. NQ has not. See how choppy it is? There's no fair value gaps that have formed on the 1 minute. And look at ES, how choppy that is, right? So that's leading up to 10 a.m. news. So that's an environment that is not attractive to me. I still want to see if NQ pushes for previous day high. So we can see a very small SMT on the 1 minute on ES. So this candle here, we can see that this did not break this low. This is an SMT here, and this candle did not break this low. Again, I'm just observing. Again, because price pushed up overnight, Asia and London, it could be that manipulation is delayed this morning, plus with news on top of everything. So let's see if previous day high gets taken, if price comes into this daily SIBI here, and see if there's potential for a reversal. If you guys would consider sharing, subscribing, all of that stuff, that would be awesome. Again, the first presented fair value gap. It's a small gap, right? Like we can see here that before news, the market is very sluggish here. Very small candles. There's no decisiveness. There's no volume. So now we have an SMT, a very clear SMT between ES and NQ. So we can see that ES made a higher high, NQ did not make a higher high. So NQ is a little weaker this morning. So with the smart money reversal, the first step is for price to enter a level of liquidity and to purge that liquidity so that we can see some displacement. The second step is to have a change in the state of delivery, which we don't have. And the third step is an SMT. Change in the state of delivery comes first. So those are the steps that I look for, but nothing happening right now for me. There's very nice liquidity to the downside. If we weren't expecting news at 10 a.m., then I would find this more attractive that NQ has come into this area, this level of interest with an SMT here. Now, changing the state of delivery, and I don't have a quality fair value gap on this side. So no, I don't go down to the 30-second or 15-second. There could be a fair value gap on the 30-second or 15-second, and this could be a mitigation. But I trade my lowest time frame is the minute time frame. Does anyone here trade or have the opportunity to see the 15-second or 30-second on TradingView? Anyone here have that availability, have that level on their TradingView? Of course you do. Hello, New York, Texas. I don't like seconds. Okay. Yeah, I haven't felt the need to go down to the seconds yet. But in this case, you see on days that it's choppy and we don't have any fair value gaps, it can be helpful to see the 15-second or 30-second. But you know what? I'm just fine. I'm doing just fine trading down to the minute. So for now, I'm okay. So you see, if we look on ES here, we've got the beginning of a a bearish breaker block, right? We've got high, low, higher high. We need to break this low here to have a breaker block. And on this side, we don't. We have a high, a low, and then we are mitigated here. Mitigated meaning that this candle, this high here, is not breaking the high of here. So it's mitigated. But again, you need the 15-second or 30-second to dig down into those details. But I'm fine, the odd time, not the odd time, but that's when it's helpful to have the 15-second or 30-second. So, and again, we've got the SMT here in a main area. Now, if there was not 10 a.m. news being released, I would find this, attractive. But with 10 a.m. news coming, I'm just curious to see if NQ will push up to the previous day high and take out this liquidity. Just notice how small, like, the candles are, how choppy it is. It's really not even making it's not engineering many fair value gaps. That just really shows that the market is, well, it's indecisive right now. There we go. See if we get a push up to the previous day high. YM again, aggressive, ES aggressive. Previous day high was taken on YM. So we could anticipate that NQ could move up to previous day high. YM has taken previous week high. And here's previous week high on ES, which has not been taken. We have SMTs, ES and Q, and then the SMT is on YM. Price pushing up and potentially using the first presented fair value gap as support. Notice with the SMTs, we have SMTs below and above. Like we have a 10-minute SMT, a 3-minute SMT, 1-minute SMT above, and we also have the same makeup below. So as per the smart money reversal strategy, that's a no bueno. So notice on ES that breaker block did not finish forming. So we have a high, low, higher high. We did not make a lower low. Well, it's wick down below here. To me, that's pretty weak, right? I would want to see a body, a candle closure, a candle body closure between below this swing low, which we don't have. So again, that's just another indication that price is weak to the downside. So let's just hang in and see if we take this previous day high. Looks like everybody else is waiting for that 10 a.m. news to drop. That is manufacturing. And I think last month manufacturing was weak, wasn't it? Let's just take a look here. So manufacturing, the previous was 48.2, then it was 48.3, so it was about the same. And then, or this is the forecast, 48.3. So the forecast is to be on or about the same. Anyway, I like to look at these numbers. Now moving below, again, this first presented fair value gap. Notice on NQ, so we had this high into this 4-hour area. Price came down. Price did not make a higher high. It's making lower highs, but it's not making lower lows. Do you guys notice that? Like normally when price is trending and moving decisively in a direction, we're making lower highs and lower lows. But in this particular case, we're making lower highs, but we're not making lower lows. We've not broken this low here. These are the things that I look for to help me determine institutional order flow, right? We want to be very clear on institutional order flow before we consider getting involved in the market. Institutional order flow has to be super, super clear. And until it's super, super clear, I'm content to sit on the sideline and tape read until there is something that is very clear. Tomorrow is no news. So tomorrow it'll be the 9:30 open that brings the most volatility into the market. And I'll be streaming live tomorrow too. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna get some water. I'm wearing my Amsterdam scarf today, which I really love. Amsterdam celebrated 750 years. Let's see, 750-year anniversary in 2025. Isn't that cool? Can you imagine like living in a city that's 750 years old? I think that's super cool. Okay, 10 a.m. news, maybe a push up to previous day high. Let's take a look. So our new 4-hour candle is opening at 10. So here's our opening price. Here's our wick down. Four-hour candle open here. It's wicked up. This could be manipulation here. We do have an SMT, but I don't have change in the state of delivery. Now this macro ends at 10:15. Now a big wick to the downside, moving up. I kind of feel like we may have to let things play out. We'll see. And wait for the 10:45 macro. That's what I'm thinking. Let all this stuff sort of settle. Let's wait for the market to provide us with some concrete direction. Hi, minimalist. Nice name. We just had 10 o'clock news release, so we're watching to see if NQ might take a run for the previous day high. YM and ES have taken previous day high, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter from Zusi. Good to see you. 1213 RR. Exactly. You're talking my language. That's my love language. 1 to 3 RR. So we can see our 4 hour candle. Here's opening, right? So it's dropped down, it's swept, and it's going to move up. But again, in the back of my mind is always the higher time frame order flow, right? And we're bearish. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to find a ceiling, find a level, sweep liquidity, and then move to the downside. That's what I'm interested in today. And I'm really not deviating from that plan. Peter, I miss you. I haven't seen much of you since you and I were in Zusi together. And guys, Peter knows how to trade. Trust me. This man is so disciplined. Oh my God. I learned so much from you, Peter. You are like the word discipline is you. My gosh. I learned so much from watching you trade. Peter is like if there's a mountain called discipline, Peter is it. Unbelievable. I love it. Yeah, yeah. We'll see, Peter. Like YM and ES have taken previous day high, right? NQ is definitely weaker. But this 4 hour level here that price IPTA keeps repricing to. So now we've got a nice SMT here, we've got a nice SMT here. I'm almost inclined, Peter, to think let this let this play out and then wait for the 1045 macro because it's all over the place. And oops, if we look at the three indices, like YM really moved up, NQ is the weaker, and ES have both taken previous day high. So I think we have a ton of liquidity to the downside because price has been moving up since we opened yesterday. Here's another tap into this area. I'd like to see us maybe sweep this high. This is our AM2. Got a nice little SMT there. Change in the state of delivery for me would be, I was looking at the change in the state of delivery. I mean, it's all messy down here, but this would be change in the state of delivery for me. I would want to see it come below the first presented fair value gap. But look at ES, look at the wicks. Like I always say to myself, like, do you want to be involved here, right? Like there are just when there's a clear trade, it is so clear, that there's just it's not fun in getting involved in something that's so ugly. Now here we might have, there might be a mitigation area here. Let's see if price comes back into here. 90-minute and 1-minute SMT. And the NQ is making higher lows, right? Here's our low, higher low, higher low. SMT here. We've broken this high. We've swept this high. I just wonder on the 30-second, Peter, if there's a SIBI here that I just can't see on the 1 minute. That's what I'm wondering. Yep, we might make a push. We might make a push for, let's see. Exactly. Less is more. No seconds on my side. Plenty. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Peter. Like 1 minute, I can find enough setups throughout the week on the 1 minute without having to drill down to the 15-second or 30-second. I completely agree with you. So it's 10:10. This macro ends in 5 minutes. So again, I have noticed that when Asia and London trend, so they move up at night, um, true manipulation in New York AM can be delayed. So what we're seeing here is a lot of kind of indecisiveness, a lot of choppiness. YM and ES really running for previous day high, but NQ lagging. Like I see a market that needs some time to sort itself out. So, I'll continue to sit here and see if anything changes, but 10:45 is now the next macro. And as Minimalist says, and trust me, this guy can trade, less is more. So it's 10:12. Basically, we're at the end of the macros, so it's time to grab a coffee, grab a tea, keep one eye on the market. But I'm not doing anything until 10:45. Just going back to the 1 hour here. Here we are on the larger time frame. Just to ground ourselves. So this was, Friday sell-off here. Again, this blue area here, you can see how many times price has come into here, right? It's either rejected or it's moved above, come back, retested, and then moved higher. So this 4 hour blue area is really important. Also remember that this green BISI here, this is on the daily. So price is at the very top of this daily BISI. So the question is price going to find support here and continue to move higher, or is price going to reject and move down? So we have two key areas here. And then we have the weekly, the gap. And let me just go back to the weekly so you guys can see on the higher time frame where we are on the weekly. Here is this gap here. So that's where we are. That's the weekly gap. So keeping our eye on the higher time frame so that we don't get tricked. We don't get tricked by smart money. So this area. So we're moving. Let's see if we find support on top of this daily BISI. That takes us to the top of this hourly SIBI, which was created on Friday as price moved down really quickly. So we've redelivered price here. And now we're just entering this 4 hour area. So let's see if price rejects or if it continues higher and finds support. In any case, go back to the 5 minute here. In any case, I'm going to go to the 2 minute actually. See, on the 2 minute, I mean, this is ugly, right? She ugly. Uh, Thank you, Peter. I learned a lot from you, my friend. So Peter and I were in Zusi's monthly mentorship together, and I spent 3 months in that mentorship, and I traded with some really, really great traders. Like I learned so much. I traded with traders who were much better than me. So, and unfortunately, Zusi closed that monthly mentorship. So I had the last 3 months in that mentorship, and anyway, it is what it is. But I learned a ton. And I combined time with price, time coming first, then price, and literally everything changed for me. So I'm so grateful to have had that 3 months with Zusi, and I met Peter. And Peter's discipline is like, it's iconic. I'm like, I need to be more like Peter. So thanks for dropping by, Peter. Hope to see you next time. Have an awesome day. When Peter doesn't find a trade, like in that early morning, that 9:30, 9:45 macro, he's done. He's just so, so, so disciplined. Like I aspire to have that kind of discipline. I'm getting there. I'm getting better. It's something I still have to flex that muscle, that muscle memory. I just keep working it. And every week I get a little bit better. And that's okay with me. 1% better, every day or every week starts to accumulate over time. Okay, that's my hourly. So just looking on the hourly here. This is where price opened yesterday, this green candle here. This is where price opened at 6 p.m. So, or sorry, over here, over here. This is the 6 p.m. candle. That was midnight right here. This is the 6 p.m. candle right here. Price opened and just moved higher. So on days like this, I'm just watching price. I'm just watching price go. There is nothing for me to do until it finds an area, a level where price wants to purge liquidity. And then I see a very clear smart money reversal in the time, meaning a macro. Those two things need to intersect. So I'm just going to go back to the 1 minute. Well, it's certainly a nice movement up for Monday, isn't it? Levere, yep. Like right now, institutional order flow is, it's moving up. For me, it's like, is previous day high a draw? That's a long way up for a Monday. I don't know. We have a ton of liquidity below. So low resistance liquidity below. So I would like to get a nice short out of this sometime today or tomorrow morning. So ES is taking this high. ES is taking its swing high, or at least equal to. This box here is AM3, so that's the third 90-minute cycle from AM. So AM for me starts at 7 a.m. and goes in 90-minute increments. So we made this high at 9:30. How much for me here this morning, guys? YM is heading, take the high of December. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at YM go. Previous month high, it's approaching previous month high. It's above previous week high. And ES is above previous day high. Still has a ways to go to, it's still well below previous week high, previous month high. But YM is like, holy cow. See how far above midnight we are? So my more than just an observation, but I do use midnight as a guideline. I want to sell as far above midnight as possible, and I want to buy as far below midnight as possible. Midnight for me is a really important metric for me. So well above midnight here, I'm not taking any buys. I want to sell above midnight and have price move below midnight. Oh, it's snowing like crazy here again today. So let's see if we take out this high. Yeah, really wonderful heat trader. Only someone from Miami would say that. It's been like minus 17, minus 18. It's cold. I can only take my dog for short walks because his paws freeze. So on ES, you can see that price took AM2's high. Okay, this is a 90-minute cycle, so it took the high of the previous 90-minute cycle. And you can learn more about cycles from JME or Zusi. This is where I learned. So that's interesting to me. And NQ did not take the previous cycle's high, and that gives us an SMT. We are not in the macro. We don't have a change in the state of delivery. Yeah, I'll definitely take snow in the Italian mountains for sure. Any day of the week. Somehow that snow seems more attractive than the snow that we get in Canada. So let's see here. This 4-hour candle that opened at 10 a.m. It's re-delivered price to this long wick, right? This long wick, you can consider that a gap. So price has re-delivered price into this wick. It hasn't taken the high, but ES has. Again, it's not. I'm not in my macro. I'm being incredibly disciplined. And you notice that, we talked yesterday a little bit about breaker blocks, but you can see that when price is moving up, and this is sloppy, but you can see the breaker blocks being formed, right? So we have a high, low, higher, high. High, we don't have a low, uh, but here's an example. So high, low, higher, high, high, low, higher, high. That's when the pattern breaks here. Unless we make a higher high, there we go. High, low, higher, high. So when institutional order flow is moving distinctly either up or down, we want to see those smaller breaker blocks being formed. That's how you can also tell which direction order flow is. Look for the breaker blocks, right? So high, low, higher, high, high, low, higher, high, high, low, higher, high, high, low, higher, high. Oh, ES is really burning up. So let's see if this key level here, this blue level, becomes support, and see if price pushes for previous day high. Go back to the hourly. Previous day high, so this is Friday's high. Lots of SMTs here. The 5 minute, pure ugliness. Pure ugliness this morning. Look at all these wicks. If you tried to go long or short this morning, unless you had a really long stop loss, which just doesn't make sense from a risk management point of view, you probably would have been stopped out either on the downside or the upside. I was just looking on the 5 minute to see what the change in the state of delivery would be just on the 5 minute, because on the higher time frame, it's you get tricked less, on the 5 minute on the change of state of delivery versus a 1 minute. But with price moving up like this, I'm not looking at a short anytime soon. I would need to see, a major level get hit and then look for the characteristics of a smart money reversal inside a macro. Beautiful push up on this candle, on the 10 a.m. candle. Is the mic picking up my dog snoring? He sounds like an old man. Next breaker block. High, low, high. Guys, I've said this before, but 2 to 3 really good trades a week is what I'm looking for. And gone are the days of me taking 2 to 3 trades a day. That just doesn't happen. Less is more. Um, and when I first started ICT, I think the first thing I learned was silver bullet. And I remember ICT saying, as a beginner, as a learner, if you can get 7 to 10 points a day, that would be like a really good silver bullet. And I thought to myself, man, I would love to be taking those longer trades of 20 to 30 points. And, fast forward 2 years later, and now I think of like 80 to 100 points as the kind of, trade that I like to see. And of course, anything over 100 is a really, for me, a really, really good trade. And now I'm just starting to think like I'd like those 300 to 400 point moves. So it's kind of funny, like how you progress. What used to be like 7 to 10 points would really light your day. And with 2 to 3 good trades a week, that's two, three, 400 points. That's all right. And it's for me anyway, for my style of trading, that beats taking 20 trades a week with losses and fees and the mental capacity, the frustration, the anxiety, just the stress of taking numerous trades a week. I just don't trade like that anymore. Yeah, Lavier, 2 to 3 trades a week. Yeah, like 100% on board with you. And when the setup comes and it's so obvious, it's so clear, that those kind of trades just feel like, you kick back, put your feet on your desk and just watch the trade play out, right? Like when the trade is ripe and it's ready to be picked off the tree, it is such a good feeling. Lavier, where are you from? Like what country are you in, if you don't mind me asking? So again, NQ has taken out AM2's cycle high. ES has also taken out AM2's cycle high. Yeah, Levere, it should be clean. It should be like there's no doubt in your mind that this is a trade that you want to get involved with. Yeah. Minimalist, yeah, you're Czech Republic, I remember that. And Levere, where are you from? Where are you trading from? Okay, good to know, just USA. Yeah, exactly. So for us to get a change in the state of delivery, this is what, like, ideally, this is what I would want to see happen. Um, I would want to see nice displacement, like hard displacement come down. I want to see some uh, fair value gaps form, like, something like here. And I don't have any, like, I don't have any nice fair value gaps on this side that would be like an inverted fair value gap. Like they're all, it's all just choppy, choppy, choppy. But ideally, you know, I would want an inverted fair value gap here, and then I would let price run down, and then I would wait for price to come back up into a breaker block, and then I would enter to go short. That's what an entry model looks like to me. And then move all the way down and take out all this nice liquidity below. That's what a reversal looks like for me, because when price has shown its hand that it's so bullish this morning, the last thing I'm going to do is start making weak attempts at shorting a market that is clearly bullish. So I need to see the characteristics of a smart money reversal, and I need to see clear signs of a smart money reversal. Well, Levere, you're from Russia but living in New York right now. Oh, cool. Awesome. Let's take a look at ES. Well, you're probably getting some snow in New York. So on ES, yes, thank you. We have, for now, it's a SIBI. Sorry, it's a BISI. And we have a for ES, the change in the state of delivery would be technically here, but I'd want to see it come lower. Honestly, I want to see it come a lot lower and then retrace back into a fair value gap and then go lower. That's what I would want to see, because this is also messy down here. Like there's just no good fair value gaps. Um, that's what I would want to see. I want to see clear direction. So we're coming into the 1045 macro. So we have SIBI. We have an ugly breaker. High, low, higher high, lower. Whoops. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of that. High, low, higher high. Lower low. But it's pretty wicky. So our breaker block is between this high and this low. Change in the state of delivery is here. I don't have a nice clean inverted fair value gap. So let's just go down to the 1 minute. Let's put this in a little cleaner here. Inverted fair value gap. Change in the state of delivery. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. We have our breaker. SMT. I want to see the SMT up here. Breaker, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. So breaker block is between this high and this low. It's a bearish breaker. Question is, did NQ, well, we did sweep AM2. We took out AM2 high. Now it's a higher probability. Um, it's higher probability when both ES and NQ have a change in the state of delivery. And really they're just kind of mirroring each other right now. ES does have the same bearish breaker. But I want to see price move back up into one of these, either the bearish breaker, and then show me that it wants to come, that it wants to come lower. Here's previous day high. Because there's nothing worse than trying to short a bullish order flow. Yeah, inverted fair value gap on ES. Yeah, we have both on 1 minute on both NQ and ES. What I'm thinking is, so long as price has not yet got to the higher time frame area of liquidity, is going to continue to move in that direction. So the question is this just taking out a previous session high, in which case, you know, it's a short, or does this push right through all of this, the bearish breaker, and move towards its intended target of previous day high? And based on the fact that ES took out previous day high and YM took out previous day high, yes, M1 not inverted on classic futures chart. Okay. Okay. So this could just be a pullback, basically. Yeah, I know, Peter. I know, Peter. I've always done it this way. So I think you're right, though. I think doing it on the other contracts is probably, you know, is probably a good idea. But because this is what I trade, this is what I look at. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Peter, just curious, but if you don't find a trade this morning, do you come back in the afternoon to look at maybe the 2 p.m. session? Is that something that you do, or you don't trade the afternoon at all? I tend not to trade the afternoon. I don't know, I get too many losses in the afternoon. I prefer to have one session. And sometimes I trade London because London to me is very clean price action. So guys, what I'm thinking here, see this range of candles here? This so-called displacement, it's still pretty weak. Like to me, displacement is like these candles here, right? Like they're like limousines. They're like limousines going downtown. That's nice, strong displacement. This is still pretty weak. I'm not really enamored over this. Yeah, exactly, Peter. I found like most of December to be like pretty that the range of the price action was pretty minimal. So ES is challenging that inverted or that sippy. Yeah, this is just ugly. So guys, again, when price pushes up overnight in a directional way, which Asia and London did last night, manipulation can be delayed. So this is just something to be mindful of. It's something that I've noticed. I think I'll probably, I don't think I'll be taking a trade this morning. It's just, I think price may be trying to get to previous day high. I don't know. But the price action is pretty ugly. It's Monday. What I'm going to do is probably keep my chart open to take a look at 2 p.m., but I'm trying to be very disciplined. I don't normally trade 2 p.m., the afternoon session. And then you know what? Just wait for the market to show us its hand and wait for a proper setup with very defined characteristics of a smart money reversal. And if that means there's no trade Monday morning, I'm totally okay with that. Protect your capital. Rule number one, protect your capital. Back into the breaker. Yeah, anything after 2:30 for London for me is a good time for London. I enjoy trading London. I always have. This is interesting that this candle tapped into the bearish breaker and is moving down. We've got SMTs on both sides, so that's a no bueno. Four-hour candle has swept the high of the previous four-hour candle. So long as IPTA continues to drive towards the area or the level that has been programmed to drive towards to sweep liquidity, so long as that algorithm is in play, that has to be respected by us. Look, ES is pressing up again. I just think that we're so close to the previous day high here. 661, it's another 150 points. If that algorithm is programmed to come up to the previous day high, then I don't want to be the person trying to short this. Yeah, YM was, pushed up, consolidated, and then a real push up. ES, push up, consolidation, push up, and NQ is definitely the lagging, push up and then consolidation really all the way up here. So we'll see if it tries to take out Friday's high, previous day high. And then that would be an area that I would be looking to see what price wants to do at that point, because that's a major level. Back into the breaker. See how it just lacks decisiveness? T-Shep, thanks for dropping by this morning. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. You have an awesome day. This could be This could be the high of the day. Price did push into this new day opening gap. Right? How can you do tape reading when there's no tape? Exactly. Let's just go to the 5 minutes and give our eyes a break from all this stuff. So again, there's our new week opening gap. Sorry, excuse me, new day opening gap tapped in with a nice, that's a nice wick. Just looking on the 2 minute, what I notice is I'm always looking to see, if there's wicks on either side, there's as many wicks to the downside as there is to the upside. And that just tells me that price is kind of at that point where it wants to push up, it wants to push down. Like there's not really a clean intention by the market. And so I just rather not open a trade in something like this. Like I said, when a good setup comes along, it is so clear. The setup is so clear. Yeah, exactly, Levere. There's no entry for me on the long. Like, that the horse is out of the barn. It's funny because yesterday when Asia opened, I thought to myself, why don't I just put two contracts on? Because after a day where price really drops, like Friday, often, more than often, Asia and London will run up. And then I thought to myself, no, I don't want to trade like that. I want to wait for my setup. And then, of course, I woke up this morning and prices moved like 200 points, 150 points. You're already short. Okay, from 680. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So here is 680 here. So your stop loss is about the middle of this new day opening gap. Yeah, we may have made a high, breaker. It's just it's slow, it's indecisive, but I can see your case for doing that if that's your uh if your model and you're managing risk. There's I can see that. For me, this is not an A plus setup for me for my model. So again, I'm content to wait. Oh, you're already out. Okay. Okay. Is that where you put your stop? If you don't mind me asking, is that where you put your stop? Did you put your stop at the midpoint of the new day opening gap? I just have the sense that price is going to push for previous day high. Like, there are some traders that they don't take a trade, they don't even consider taking a trade until the previous day high or the previous day low is broken. Like that's their level before they get involved in the market. And I think that's a good strategy actually. Okay, guys. Well, it's 11:04. It's been a ton of fun. There's nothing here for me, and I'd rather wait for clear direction. I want NQ to either take that previous day high or give us a smart money reversal inside this blue area here. At least give us something that is decisive. Right now, there's no decisiveness. The move started at 6 p.m. Sunday evening Eastern Standard Time. That was the time to get in if you trade Asia or London. I did not. So, anyway, let's see how the rest of the week unfolds. This is Monday. We want Monday to lay the foundation, if you will, of how it's going to maneuver price for the week. So, will we take out this previous day high? I don't know. We might. But considering we're in a macro right now, that we've been in a macro for 20 minutes, this type of movement here is not macro movement. This is garbage. There's no fair value gaps. It's all over the place. So sorry, market, you're not taking my money today. So yeah, it's trapped buyers, Maria. Yeah, Marie. Yeah. So anyway, let's wait for the market to show us its hands. Let's wait for clear direction. Let's make sure that we are on side with IPTA and smart money. And whatever their plan is, I don't know what it is yet. And so I'm content to make myself a coffee. I have a bunch of things to do today, and get on with my day. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:15, somewhere around there again. And again, there's no news tomorrow, so we're going to be looking for that 9:30 open to provide us with some volume. So yeah, so congratulations if you didn't take a trade today and you didn't lose any money. That is a good day. And always, always, always follow your plan. Make sure that you have risk management in place, that if you happen to take a loss, that it's well within your appetite, it's well within your safety area, because one trade does not define a trader. So okay, everyone, awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So cheers, have a great day. Bye for now.